It's always an honor to talk to the outstanding head basketball coach at the University of Toledo, Coach Kowalczyk. Coach, thanks for being with us. Off to a very good start, the start of the basketball season. I want you to give me a flavor. I know it's gone well and you're just starting out, but give me a sense of the team this year. What kind of team is it going to be? Style, some personalities. Give me a feel for the team.
Well, it's certainly a new, I don't want to say a new era. I guess maybe you can say it's the post-Juice Brown era.
Yeah.
Because Juice has been such a staple in this program for the
Right.
last 4 years. But it's a team that is very young. One of the younger teams in the country. We have 6 freshmen. 1 we're going to redshirt, but 5 that are going to play this year. 2 of them that are starting. Only 1 senior in the program, and that's Nathan Booth. So you look at our starting lineup, we got 1 senior, 1 junior, 1 sophomore, and 2 freshmen. That's
Wow.
a young team.
Do you like coaching a young team? Is that, because there are different challenges with that,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you something you don't know. But do you enjoy it?
I don't know if I necessarily enjoy coaching a young team. I enjoy coaching this team. They're the difference, and it's just because of the makeup of this team. They're unbelievably coachable. One of the more coachable teams I've been around, where you can get on them and they respond in the right way. They're really good about accepting criticism, and some of them even seeking out criticism to get better. But it's a fun team to be around. We practice really well. And last year's team didn't always practice well.
I respect so much the way that you approach the game, and we've talked about this a million times, but you're a great family guy, great community guy, and I think you recruit kids that kind of fit who you are and what you're about as far as the kids get good grades. I think you're a 3.0
Yes.
as an aggregate number, which
Yeah.
is great for the kids. They're good kids. I've interviewed a lot of them. They do the right thing in the community. They're team guys. Take me inside your philosophy of the style, the type of kid you recruit.
Well, I think for us, it's about recruiting quality young men from really good families. And we make sure we try to do our homework. But I think, and I don't say this disrespectfully, but there's certain college coaches in football or basketball or
Right.
whatever sport they're really good at coaching questionable characters. I just happen not to be one of them. I don't have the ability to go to work and have bad guys around. And
Yeah.
it doesn't mean like we're not ever going to make a mistake on character.
Sure.
We all do. But we try to correct that mistake as soon as we can and move on. But I'm really proud of the character we have. We have really good guys from good families that understand they're here to get a great degree. And they're also here to be coached and get better every single day. And I know this, we got guys that are good in the community. They're all over 3.0 cumulative, all 12 scholarship players.
Fantastic.
And more importantly, I just love where we're at as a culture of a program. We got guys that genuinely like each other, that play for each other, and that's a fun way to coach.
MAC basketball, incredible conference in basketball. We're privileged to do your games, and we see it, week in and week out. Can you frame the MAC as you kind of see it a little bit this year? Who's strong?
Well,
Who's?
There's 33 conferences in the country in basketball, and the MAC last year in men's basketball was 10th. The highest it's been, and we spent most of the season 9th. So we're above the Mountain West, above the Missouri Valley, some really good basketball leagues. Our league is good, and I think it's because the bottom teams got pretty good quickly.
Yes.
But this year's, I think the league's going to be really competitive. I think early on, looking at it, you gotta say Central Michigan's the best team in the league.
Okay.
I think Akron's going to be really good. I think Kent State's going to be really good. I think Western Michigan's always really good. And I'll tell you this: don't ever count the Rockets out of those.
No,
those
not with the kids you recruit and the type coach that you are. Something about the team always surprises you on the plus. That hey, we're better on the boards than I thought, or hey, man, we shoot it better than I thought we're going to shoot it, or more guys shooting it better than I thought. What surprised you thus far early on?
I don't know if there's a whole lot of surprises thus far. I think we aren't the most physical team yet.
Okay.
We got to get better in that area.
How do you offset that? What do you do to offset that?
Well, and that goes back to maybe that would be rebounding. Well, we have to understand that we're not a very talented rebounding team like we have been. With
Right.
J.D. Witherspoon's a great defensive rebounder just
Right.
by God-given jumping ability, you just go and get it. We don't have that right now, so that means everybody has to do a better job. And as Stuckey Mosley's done a great job thus far, he's leading us in defensive rebounding. He's bought in that, hey, I got to pick up my slack because we lost J.D. Witherspoon. Nathan Booth, John, all those guys have to get a little bit better on the defensive glass for us to be a better rebounding team.
Coach, is it a little bit like a money ball deal where you lose the dominant guy on the board, so everybody else has to, by committee, do a little bit more. No one
question.
person is going to replace that guy, but you kind of do it by committee.
We do, and that's an area, and part of it's just pure competitiveness and determination and toughness and just putting your nose down there, which I think this young team is getting better at, but probably haven't been as good as I'd like right now.
Do you have one guy? I know you don't. It's a team deal, but do you have one guy that maybe is improved a lot more than you had thought coming into this?
Well, I think Stuckey's taking the next step.
Okay.
We've constantly been talking, hey, you're not Juice Brown. We don't need you to be Juice Brown. You're different than he is. Doesn't mean you can't be as good in areas.
Yeah.
I think he could be better defensively than Juice was. Maybe more of an assist guy and a setup guy. Doesn't have Juice's scoring ability, and that's okay. We have so many other guys around that can score, and I think you look at us so far, we're an extremely skilled team. I don't worry about us scoring points this year. I worry about us not turning the ball over. I worry about us defensively getting back and communicating and doing the right things on the defensive end.
You guys always defend, Coach. I mean, you teach that. I mean, you bring.
We gotta get better at it.
Okay, you bring the hard hat and lunch pail. Those kids play defense. You get them to play defense and so forth. Coach, we wish you the best on another great season. You're an incredible coach. We're so glad that you're in our community and your family, and we're looking forward to the Rockets and the MAC, Coach.
Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach K.